Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and I hope you've had a great holiday with your families and all the celebrations, and you are ready to kickstart the year. Today, I'm going to talk about something which really happens during this time of the year and how it can be a great obstacle to change in your life. I'm going to talk about hope. In the beginning of the year, you're probably hoping for a better life, hoping that your partner will change, hoping that you will have that relationship, healthy relationship, or hoping that your prayers will be answered. All those things normally happen in the beginning of the year. Hope. I'm going to share with you why hope can be a very dangerous thing and why hope can keep you stuck with all patterns in life. I'm going to talk about something especially called hopium. Hopium is this addiction to false hope. And you can be the dealer of your own hopium, or someone else can also deal you with a piece of hopium. So, hope can be a very dangerous thing, especially if it clouds your judgment or it clouds your current perception of reality, or when it's facing the wrong direction. And when it comes to toxic relationships, hope is the number one drug that may keep you stuck in that relationship way longer because you hope that your partner will change. So, the cycle of a toxic relationship feeds on your hope. You see, like the beginning of most toxic relationships is this colorful spectacle with glimpses of a great love story about to unfold. So, when things start going sour, the memories of how the abuser was in the beginning of the relationship is the first supply to your hopium. You start hoping that they will change the way they were early on in the relationship. And the more you hope, the more you get entangled and you get stuck in the deep end of that relationship. Like you spend most days reminiscing and hoping, which clouds your judgment of the present situation. So instead of seeing them for who they are in the present moment, you try to see them for who they were in the past because you just have hope. The dangerous thing about hope is that when you are hoping for them to change, you will always be on the lookout for glimpses of change in them. So, hope feeds on hope. And so instead of looking at the countless days they are abusing you, or they are lying to you, or they're cheating on you, or manipulating you, you start looking for the tiny aspects that boosts your hope. And when they do something that somewhat like looks positive or that shows a small glimpse of change, your hope feeds on that. And we all know that a toxic relationship will not always be 100% toxic. And sometimes your partner may show glimpses of change or glimpses of what you hope the relationship would be. So when that happens, your hopeful self gets so much glued onto that instead of looking at the countless instances where they are mistreating you. The other thing is when you are hooked onto this drug called hopium, you will ignore and rationalize most of the undesirable behaviors and only focus on the positive side of the relationship. And that's how you supply yourself with hope. You will be on the lookout for hopium in that relationship, which your abusive partner may sometimes supply you with it just to get you hooked. So your partner may supply you with this drug, and you are also supplying yourself with this drug by constantly sniffing out any small instances of change. So if you are feeding off hopium supply to keep things together in the relationship, then you have to understand that the relationship is toxic and the best place for you is outside the relationship. So if you are beginning the year hoping that the relationship will be okay, hoping that your partner will change, and you are also just looking out for any small instance of change or any goodness in them, then it means that you are in a toxic relationship. In fact, one of the most common questions asked by people who are in an abusive relationship is a question like, can they really change? That's also hope feeding you with that kind of question. Because like when you are addicted to hope, you'll always be asking yourself questions that keep hope alive and that the relationship may work. Because of hope, you may also learn about narcissism, but you will just lie to yourself and say that your partner is not that narcissistic or doesn't meet all characteristics of a narcissist, so that you can keep clinging on the hope that the relationship will work. You will not ask yourself questions that promote your well being. Instead, you will ask questions that want to keep the relationship alive. So, when you feed on this hopium, you will forget about yourself and just look at making the relationship work. And when we hope so much, we are looking for an external circumstance in life to make our lives better, instead of just looking at the relationship and the effect the relationship has on our well-being. Another dangerous side of hope is when you've left the toxic relationship and you now just sit there and hope that you will attract a healthy relationship in the future without doing anything. It may look okay on the outside to just hope, but it's really a dangerous thing. You may hope that you will find this healthy relationship, that you even forget or ignore the work that is necessary for you to find that healthy relationship. Especially during the beginning of the day, you may just sit there and hope. I hope that I'll find a healthy partner. I hope that I'll find a quality man. I hope that I'll find that quality woman. Without really looking at your current actions. Are they in alignment with your healing, or are they in alignment with you getting a healthy relationship? So, hope is not a bad thing in itself, but it can become dangerous when it's the only rope you are holding on to. When hope is the only thing that you are holding on to, it means that you don't have control of your life and you're just hoping circumstances will work in your favor. And you have to understand that hope is just like a coin. You have to be ready to you have to be ready for either heads or tails. You might want the heads, but life will always mostly give you the tails, because you are hoping for the heads, but life will give you tails. So you should know that the fact that I'm hoping for this means that I can also get this. So how do I mitigate when I get tails? That's how you look at hope in a more positive and in a more productive way. So hope in itself is not a bad thing. You can have hope, but you are also working on yourself and healing. And you are taking the necessary action to make your life better or to get the relationship you hope to have. So you are not just hoping and doing nothing. You are hoping and doing something that will get you what you hope for. That's why the best way to differentiate between hopium addiction or addiction to false hope and the good old feeling of hope is looking at your present actions or your present reality and honestly asking yourself a question like, will my present actions lead to what I'm hoping for in the future? Especially during this beginning of the year, you might be hoping for that good job or that good, I don't know what. So just look at your present actions. Will your present actions lead you to that thing you're hoping for? For example, like if you're just sitting there hoping for a healthy relationship, then that's hopium addiction. But if you are really putting in the work, learning about boundaries, seeking therapy, like reading, resolving your traumas, then that's the good side of hope. So hope and action, not hope without action. Hope that makes sense. Another thing is, if you are in a relationship and you are really hoping and you are really hopeful that your partner will change and you can't really listen to anyone, here's what you can do. Stick to that hope, but do not sacrifice yourself, do not sacrifice your boundaries, or do not let someone hurt you while you are under the spell of hopium. And you also have to look at the present actions of that partner and assess if they are really showing the willingness to change, or if it's just your addiction to false hope, or it's just your own deep fears. So, to conclude this, don't let hope be the driving force in your life, especially when you are beginning the year. Don't let hope feed you with this false premise that you even forget to look at the steps you are taking in the present moment. When you cling so much to hope, you will find yourself tumbling down and getting hurt by people who will just exploit your hopium addiction. So it's okay to have hope, but you also need to be mindful of what you are really hoping for, or of your current reality, if it's in alignment with what you are hoping for. Hope you found that informative, guys. Have a wonderful year, and feel free to share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.